inventory. So we hear those numbers and it's like, woohoo, look at all this inventory we have. But when I look at it, I'm digging deeper and I'm seeing that total sales year over year is down a little over 40%. So when you hear that number and then look at the inventory levels, do we really have that much more inventory, or sales did they just decrease to a level where it's artificially inflated our inventory levels? Right now, I've been talking to a lot of buyers that are investors, and these are what I refer to as the mom and pop investor. They don't have a ton of doors, but they want to get into that mailbox money game. And I'm also still working with buyers that are coming over from California. So when we couple those two categories of buyers, as well as the everyday buyer and seller in our market, the inventory isn't enough. We know that new construction starts are down 30%. So that's just inflating this inventory gap that we are going to
consistent to, you know what I mean? Yes, like Shandy said, we have newsletters, we give market updates, all that kind of stuff, but just trying to be consistent and very, very personable with whatever you send. So, you know, if they're having a surgery or a baby, those kinds of things throughout the year, you want to stay connected so that they know that you're the go-to agent for them.
That's great. Okay, Kayla, last but not least.
Woo.
We saved the best for last, right?
Oh, yes. Thank you. I mean, I focus a lot.
You know each other outside of just going into contract with another agent. That really helps too in the overall experience for everyone, because there is more of that personal connection with the other agent through it that helps.
Well, and even like I remember when I first started, I think there was an older agent that thought, oh, since you're new, I could feel him already started to bully me and kind of want to educate me. And I put my ego aside and let him. But at the end of the conversation, I said, we're fighting over something we don't know the answers to. I'm going to get bids tomorrow, and then we will discuss this together after the bids have come through. And it just kind of put him back where, again, it's biting that tongue. Let them, some people need that ego boost so that they feel better, but then then it kind of puts them into check to use the facts, use the information. And then instead of what I really wanted to do was something different, but really just remembering to take a deep breath and, you know, focus on that relationship, because one little wrong word could throw that relationship in a downward spin.
And we're working towards the same goal, right? Doesn't matter if you're representing the buyer or the seller there and which side they're representing. The end goal is for the seller to sell, the buyer to buy, for this to be as pleasant as possible. So
how many agents have you had to remind them of, wait, who's selling their house? Because can you go ask your client? Don't answer for them until you've talked to them.
Right.
And again, this element that I'll just throw in there as well is that we have new schools that are being built, which means there's going to be rezoning that then happens. And that sometimes is a pain point for people as well. So having that conversation with your clients and making sure they're aware of what those changes and what those lines are going to look like for the rezoning.
Yep.
I feel like there's a lot of ways we can touch our clients without talking real estate, you know, just the tax or the school district, those kinds of things.
Until where we needed to, or we were going to move up our house but wanted to take advantage of the low payment of our current house. So we decided, you know, we would offset the new house payment by renting our old house. So that's kind of how we started getting into investing. And although us being in it, we hear it, see it, witness it all the time with our clients or other agents or other investors or whatnot, that it took me a long time to convince my husband and make him a believer that this was a way to build wealth. And so that's how we kind of started our journey. And then after we had our first child, we had the similar conversation that, hey, you know, this has worked for us. Why wouldn't we do the same thing and, you know, build a college fund or, you know, or at least, you know, some sort of fund to get our kid on their feet once they would graduate college or once they were out of high school or whatnot. So we purchased our second at the beginning of last year. So.
Well, now it's going to be the fun part. Lexi's story is really, really
Yes.
cool to hear.
Yes, I was just gonna say, and Lexi's got a whole another twist on it, which is it's gonna be great for everyone to hear.